First, let's turn the TV on. There we go. In all its great glory, the Steam Link. So I currently have two different computers ready to use on this. My personal laptop, which I've shown off before, if not actually shown off before on this TV before, and the other one which is a bit more high-powered. However, the higher-powered one must connect wirelessly, while this laptop I can connect through an Ethernet wire. So I'm gonna see what happens here. So let's connect. Connecting to Agumon. Yeah. I had fun. I named my laptop after Digimon. Yeah, I have two very similar models. There's the Agumon, and I believe the other one is called the Gabumon. Or was it Koji and Koichi? I forget which. Either way, it was like two sort of rivals, which I named them both after. The one runs on Windows 7, 64-bit, I believe, and the other one runs on Linux. Ubuntu Linux. Let's try that again. Okay. Doesn't seem to want to play nice with my laptop, so I'll be right back. Okay, I think that ought to do it, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Oh yes, first I've got to connect to my wireless. Obviously I'm going to cut this part out. Okay, we'll see what happens there. I don't know why it says game in progress. Let's see what we got. Looking good so far. Let's go to the library. Obviously I got a lot of the standard stuff on here. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to try one interesting little game I've tried time and time again. This time I think it'll be a lot more successful than others. The GoldenEye Source Mod. This is a particular favorite of mine, and to be honest, the main reason I got Steam in the first place. Okay, here we go. We're launching. Of course. For some reason, there's a very interesting problem with this game. I don't really know what it is, but there's something about the base, I think it's called, for this mod. The SDK base, or whatever it is. Yeah, SDK base 2007. For some reason, it keeps running all the time, but in order to play the game, you gotta make it stop running. And, I'm not really sure how to do that on this thing. So to start the game. Well, since I have this up and running, how about I show you what Cuphead looks like on the Steam Link. I would show you Doom 2 or Wolfenstein 3D, but come on, I've got a laptop that can run on Windows 98 to do it more authentically than this thing. Not that I'm hating on the Steam at all, it's just I feel like it'd be more fun to play it on hardware that it was intended for rather than this futuristic stuff. So let's try out some Cuphead. See what we got. Not really too well versed in the keyboard controls, it's been a little while. One of my later experiments with this game was playing it with Nintendo 64 controllers. I just wish I could get the joystick to work, though. I was able to get the D-pad to work fine, but whatever. Here we go. Certainly loads a lot faster than my laptop. That would have easily taken 10 minutes to get to that screen. I would let you soak this in, but I've done several other videos showing this title screen. Just gotta get to the titles. I hope I didn't freeze this thing.
devil will take their heads.
There we go, I was getting nervous for a second. Alright, let's push start and see what happens. I'm gonna go with the 140% file. In order for me to actually see this, because the camera will be blocking the black and white TV, I've got a color TV right in front of me, and I currently got the 2-strip filter on, but let's make it so it looks a little more authentic on both screens. I still have no idea what VSync is. I think it has something to do with... Well, it has to do with syncing, obviously, but I'm not really sure. There we go, black and white. So let's go back to our old friend, Gupe La Grande. See what we got. Better stick with regular. It's lagging a lot more than my ancient laptop for some reason. Well, not ancient, it came out in like 2007, which is pretty old for modern technology, but I've got a laptop that runs on Windows 98, for goodness sake. Okay, for some reason the keyboard is just jammed. For some reason I can't stop. Like, basically, as soon as I tap forward, it keeps going in that direction until I push another direction. Oh yes, I can imagine the PC Master Race cringe at this footage. What is this, like, 3 frames a second? Actually, I think we're running fine. Never mind. At least I got the special attack to work. Ow. Gonna try that a few more times. I don't know, I'm just feeling kind of masochistic right now. Or is it sadistic? I always get those two mixed up. Whichever one implies harming yourself rather than others, that's what I'm feeling right now. And then again, I feel like that's how a lot of people would describe this game. Ow. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. Let's try some other games out on this thing. After resetting a few times, I think I was able to shut down the Source SDK base. So I should be able to play GoldenEye Source just fine now. I'm very excited about this. This is always a game I wanted to try to do on the whole My Ancient TV series, but yet I've always ran into problems. I think I did 2 other videos before this in black and white. The last one I got pretty close in, but for some reason the mouse was very jittery, and that's just something that is the limitation of my laptop. Hopefully it'll run a little smoother here. It seems a little slow, but I think it'll be fine. Skip that. I love this music. Okay, so I'm just going to forget going on online, and I'm just going to play a few levels around here. First things first, I'm going to show the Funhouse. Always one of my favorite levels. One of the reasons is because of the music. Interestingly enough, this piece of music belongs to a different map, but I modded the game in such a way where it also appears in this map. Also along the way, I figured out how to add hats to a lot of the characters. Unfortunately, this effect does not happen online, but in the local servers, it seems to work just fine. It might take a little bit to load, but we'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. See what we got. Oh yeah. Also tried to create a customized character, but it didn't turn out very well, as you can see by lack of picture. So basically, the character is James Bond, but it goes on the Janice or Yanis side. It has a very odd description. And I'll just stick with my favorite, the random guy in a beret. I love the death beret. There we go. It's very dark here. There we go. Seems to be lagging a little bit, but maybe I'm just trying to get used to it. Ow. There we go. Maybe it's just because I'm in a good tunnel. Even then, I can't understand why this mouse is jamming on me so much. I'm not really pushing it that much, but yet it just goes flying. Ow. Soaked in pool in my own blood. It is kind of a fun little Easter egg. If you're a fan of the man with the golden gun, you'll probably recognize this level, but if you shoot this picture, you hear Christopher Lee's laughing. Subtle thing, but I love it. It's interesting to note that this is not the first Bond game this level came from. It was a rather unknown and rather hated entry in the franchise known as GoldenEye Rogue Agent, which first had this level. And to be honest, I think the version there is better than the one here. Yeah. I've been playing a lot of the original Wolfenstein, and I keep thinking X is how you walk backwards, but that's how you just bring up the description. Other than the occasional stop every so often, I think this seems to be working just fine. I was getting confused. It looked like he was shooting me with his hand. But I'll have him pay. As soon as I can find him. You're not magnuming me. Ah. And that's the end of that piece. Well, maybe. This was not the map I was originally going to show, but I figured it'd be important to show anyway. For anybody that's big fans of Time Splitters, this is the recreation of the Chinese map. The only map I know of that spawns across all 3 games in the series. And possibly even the 4th if it ever comes out. It's very well done, actually. If I can try to show you that. Seems to keep jamming on me every so often. But probably the final touch I love about this is they actually got the music back in here. I just love when they go the extra mile like that. Even though it's probably something to be expected. Although it's a pity the plates don't actually have the decals that they do in the original game, but whatever. This thing keeps jamming up on you. Let's see, if I remember correctly, the body armor's in the bathroom. And open the door. Nope, must be in the other one. Let's see, the glass should probably be destructible, just like in the original game. Yep! It's even more fun when you destroy with bricks in the original game. Maybe if I look at the floor, it'll lag less. Not really. Oh well. I'll just work around it as well as I can. There's the gong. And it's the X button again. Maybe if I just kind of take a few steps at a time, it'll keep it from jamming. If nothing else, you can see the nice, beautiful scenery of these HD graphics. Even if I'm completely stuck right now. Okay, I completely warped all the way to the ground. Okay. Wow. I don't remember it being this bad. I played this game on a Windows XP laptop. At least there it was consistently laggy. It just seems like it happens every few frames or something. As if like something's skipping. Stick to the floor, I guess. Now if I just stand still and look up. Yeah, whatever. It's definitely my poor internet connection. I am not to blame in this amazing little device. Let's see if I can get outside this place. There we go, seems to be running fine now. Perhaps it's because I'm making it not render as much at one time. Let's see, let's get to the spawn location of this map, and then perhaps I'll just show you a few more. Because I have a feeling that the PC Master Race is probably throwing up in the toilet right now because of all these frame problems. Oh well. I don't really have that much money, and I don't want to spend $1,000 on a good laptop. I'd rather buy a new car for that much money. But at the same time, this would probably look amazing on a really good computer. Okay, how about one more map? And then I think that'll be it for now. After all, I just wanted this to be a demonstration. I don't want to go too crazy with this. Well, didn't expect that to happen. Let's try this one more time. And if nothing else, I hope I didn't just break the link, so to speak. It's kind of interesting. It's this one map I'm trying to show you. I just kind of stumbled across by accident. I didn't even know I had it in my collection. I think I'm just gonna go with one I know for sure is a fun map to show off. Let me think. Maybe it's because I got the map loading in the background as well. This is causing problems. Yeah, this is a good one. A relic from the ill-fated Perfect Dark Source mod. I kind of wish they could have continued with it. I'm personally kind of a bigger fan of Perfect Dark. I do love GoldenEye, but for me, Perfect Dark was just... took everything that the original game had to offer and just multiplied it by 5. Now the question is, will bots load on this map, or can I just wander around aimlessly? Okay, it doesn't look like bots are showing up, but at least I can show the lovely graphics that this map has to offer. Seems to be running kind of smoothly now. I don't know what changed. Maybe just less to render. For all the PC Nazi out there, please tell me why it might be running a little better. I love these. If you play Perfect Dark, these are all weapons you can pick and use in the game. I can see why the Farsight XR would be worth $20. That is a very powerful weapon. Then again, so is the Slayer and the Mauler if you charge it up just right. You're dead in the stairs. You can tell a lot of care and passion went into these games. These are really good levels. And it's all just by fan-made people. Now this I always found interesting. It's a computer running Steam while you're playing it on a computer running Steam. And this one I believe is the old Google. Yep. There it goes. Oh, now it's just dim. Now it's gone. So I've got the remote mines. Let's do some damage. I think I'll go this way for now. And I'm going to assault the front desk. See if I can do this right. Yeah. I love that little quick trick. Some people don't really know about it, even though it kind of says it on the screen. It is in the original game as well. Is that a pencil? I don't know. Very beautiful view. Whoops. Now this right here is the original cover art for Perfect Dark for the Japanese release, which is really weird. The other releases of this game had very different cover art than that. Seems like I'm kind of stammering over my words while showing this off. Oh well. I don't really have too much to say. I'm quite in awe that this thing works pretty well, actually. Although I will say, if you buy it, make sure you have a good wireless router. Mine I bought with the Wii back in 2006. It gets the job done, but I don't think it supports the, I believe it would be called the bandwidth to be able to play such good games like this at a reasonable rate. But whatever. It gets the job done. Here we are back in the main room again. Just because. I need more triangles. More. Wait. That's better. Kaboom! That was kind of anticlimactic. Let's go out with a bang. Literally. I'm not really sure if this is a bang as much of a boom, but whatever. Take your form of alliteration, I believe it would be. Boom. There. That is the Steam Link. It's very interesting. I'm probably one of the only people on the internet that would want to attempt to hook this up to a black and white TV. And to be honest, it doesn't really look that bad. It doesn't really work that well, but that's not really the TV's fault. That's the hardware I'm having this link run off of. That is the problem. So, until next time, keep having fun.